Biomagnification accumulation refers to a process where an increase of contaminated substances or toxic chemicals occurs along the food chain. The higher in the food chain the organism is, the more toxic it has accumulated. The Minamata Bear accident is one of the biggest recorded cases of biomagnification accumulation. From 1932 to 1968, leaked mercury seeped into the waters of Minamata Bay, Japan. The mercury then accumulated in organisms which, when eaten by the local populace, resulted in mercury poisoning, causing the death of thousands.
Hi, I am a gummy shark. As a shark, I hunt, sleep, reproduce, and repeat. However, in the past few decades, my waters have changed. What was once a home of clean, harmless food has now been contaminated with mercury. In order to understand what happened, we must start at the base of the food chain. Marine plants that fed primary consumers have absorbed the mercury that have been discharged into the waters. While it may not affect the plants themselves, those that digest the plant matter take in the mercury as well. As predation along the trophic level occurs, the mercury magnifies and accumulates to hazardous levels. Now consider the amount of prey I eat each day and how much those have eaten before me. The growth in the amount of mercury since the first plant until the fish I am about to eat. As one of the highest up in the food chain, I may end up with impaired reproduction, endocrine disruption, or even immune dysfunction, including neurological and cardiovascular disorders. Yet the chain does not end at me, as I am then predated on by the top consumer.
Hi, I'm a human. Being on top of the food chain, we ingest all the accumulated mercury from lower trophic levels. This means that we have a higher risk of developing certain cancers, liver failure, brain damage, and heart disease. This effect is worse on a pregnant woman like myself, since it affects both the woman and her baby. Because of the non-labeling, I didn't know what I was actually eating. After consuming a fish fillet from a local restaurant, I often get headaches and tremors, especially my hands. I can hardly sleep and my eyesight grew worse over time. My overall performance became inferior. That was when I went to the doctor to take a blood test. The results showed that traces of methyl mercury were found. I'm afraid of how this would affect my unborn child. I've seen the pictures of how mercury could cause congenital diseases towards unborn children. And I don't want them to happen, especially due to a reason like unlabeled fish.
All we were asking was that cooked fish was properly labeled so that people that are eating it know what organism they're eating. So imagine if you're a pregnant woman and you want to limit the amount of mercury that you're putting into your body because you know that it can be damaging to your unborn child. You could be eating a shark that has accumulated a lot of mercury without knowing it.